a couple types of concepts that I need to continue to work on, routes as well, i.e. the in cut, throws to my left, just trying to be more concise, better with my footwork and better with the ball placement. So even though the wins, the numbers, all that stuff, it looked good on paper, there's still so much room to improve, and I'm excited for that process.
We love that.
Yeah, there's the kid.
Us to Jimmy Palmtrees. Yeah, here at NFL Network, we're sending our reporters on location, of course, covering your favorite teams across the league. James Palmer, I'm going to say he was fortunate enough to be the one we send to the palm tree states, the warm places. It's something I've noticed over the years here. His hair never changes, never abandons him. He does like one sort of chilly game at Arrowhead early in the season, and then it's done. Then he's just down south for the summer. And you got to cover Trevor Lawrence's draft in Jacksonville. Tom Brady's journey to Tampa Bay. I don't know how you weaseled your way to that one. But in honor of this weaseling, we are doing a segment called Ask Jimmy Palmtrees. This nickname really stuck. TN really went somewhere. Okay, we're going to ask you questions. And we aren't going to start with the palm tree teams. We're going to start with that Josh Allen bite. We're going to start with Buffalo. What do you think Allen needs to work on to make him take an even bigger leap year 4?
And one of the biggest things about Josh Allen that we all talk about, right, is the growth that we've seen, each year. And when I talked to people up in Buffalo, they told me they never had any questions about his accuracy issues coming out of college. They knew that would come because of how they set him up to succeed and his work ethic off the field. We saw that last offseason. What's happening this offseason? You heard him mention kind of the decision-making, how he goes about what he's doing with the football, deciding to tuck it and run. That's a big part of what he's wanted to grow over the last several months. And this was kind of the second half of the season as I talked to people up in Buffalo. He kind of has this mentality is if you're not going to go make plays, I'm going to go do it myself. And they say that's sometimes to a fault for him that he goes out there and maybe tries to do a little bit too much sometimes. They thought the addition of Stephon Diggs kind of calmed that a little bit, but it's also something he's trying to work on. That he doesn't go out there, try to make too many plays when things are kind of struggling for a little while to go and try to change the course of a game, case. So he's trying to find that balance there, but also 4th year with Brian Daboll and his quarterback coach, Ken Dorsey. He knows learning the playbook on another level is a luxury for him. Having that same system, he's trying to take that aspect, I'm told, to another level as well. Those decision-making processes are a big part of this offseason.
James, one of the reasons I love these home shows is we get to look inside your office. I see Cunningham behind you over your left shoulder. I see TNT hockey analyst Wayne Gretzky over your right. But I also see Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce right there. You do a lot of stuff in Kansas City. You're one of our beat reporters who is on the ground. The last time we saw Mahomes, he was in a cast, and then I saw him dapping up Luka Doncic before the game last night in LA, and his foot. What do you got on the injuries here for Patrick Mahomes? Where is he at, and is he going to be ready to go week 1?
He's going to be ready to go, Peter. I was told late last week that he is ahead of schedule, and anything that he's limited towards in terms of OTAs is all the Chiefs doing. It's not that he's limited physically by any means, and he'll be full go the start of training camp. But does that mean he's going to play any differently outside of the pocket? Remember, that's where the concussion happened in the playoffs. You have the foot injury, you have the ankle injury in years past. And talking to people in Kansas City, they're not going to limit how he plays outside the pocket by any means. And that's for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, that's one of the reasons that makes him so special. 2, they do believe he is very smart when he gets outside of the pocket, getting out of bounds most of the time, sliding most of the time. And they do believe they can leave that up to him when he's playing outside of the pocket, and he won't be limited physically, obviously, at the start of the season by any means. But they will look at, and he's doing this offseason, about being more efficient. Defenses have played them so deep in their coverages because of the deep ball and Tyreek Hill, and he believes he needs to take what defenses give him a little bit more. If you're going to give me the underneath route, I got to take it. I have to be more efficient to stay on the field. That might be one different part of his play in 2021 as he continues to grow, but he's still going to play outside of the pocket, and I'm pretty happy about that because I think we all like to see it.
Yeah, now let's head down to my old stomping grounds, the ATL. About a month ago, we all were excited of the possibility of Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Kyle Pitts, possibly, Calvin Ridley. Now, Julio Jones might not be there. It's going to be a lot of pressure, I think, on Kyle Pitts. What's your early assessments of the rookie tight end?
D-Hall, I lived in 5 Points, Candler Park for a couple of years. I know the ATL a little bit. I was down there for a little while covering the SEC. So let's talk about Kyle Pitts. I talked to some people in Atlanta last night about how the early portion has gone for him. They said it's a really small sample size, but a raw, unbelievably athletic guy they have seen on the field in this short period of time. A guy that can bend so well, get to the second level at a speed in which I was told they've never had at the tight end level. Being able to stretch defenses from that spot is something that they've never had before and are looking to utilize. And I'm told they are going to move him all over the field. He is going to play everywhere. He is a chess piece in their mind. They believe he runs routes and moves like a wide receiver, so he has the ability to be a mismatch nightmare everywhere. And something that I remember talking in these conversations was I went and did J.C. Horn's pro day at South Carolina. And I remember him and I talking after his workout, and he said, I was shadowing Kyle Pitts because really I was the only guy we could put on him. And that dude is not a tight end. He was like, that guy's, the way he moves is like a wide receiver, but his size makes him so difficult. He just raved about Kyle Pitts. And now they're both guys in the same division, with Horn being the first corner off the board going to the Panthers. And now Kyle Pitts in Atlanta. He is going to be desperately needed if they lose Julio Jones, but they want to put him in a lot of different places, guys.
James, one of the reasons we love having you on the show is because you bring a lot to the table, and you're not just football. And you're sitting in that Kyle Brandt box right now. When we have the home shows, Kyle Brandt is usually in that. Usually he'd be referencing Thor Ragnarok by now. So let's ask you, are you a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan? If so, what is your Marvel movie of choice? Can you give us a little Kyle Brandt flavor here from James Palmer?
I got a lot to live up to while Kyle's like submerging in smoky waters in Iceland right now. I saw on Instagram, but I'll say this. To me, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2008, when Iron Man comes out with Robert Downey Jr., and you look at his slew of movies leading into that, those roles, they're straight garbage. They're terrible. His career was in the tank. Then him and Jon Favreau were just money, baby. That's from Swingers, by the way. If they don't dominate with the first Iron Man in a movie that sets the stage for the whole universe, I don't think this Marvel Cinematic Universe even happens without the very first Iron Man. That's how good that movie was, and that's how it set the stage for the rest of them. But I'm a big Endgame guy. Don't get me Tom Holland talking to, Robert Downey Jr. when he's dying, and, he said, we did it, Mr. Stark. Tears will start flowing. Tom Holland was a great choice for Spider-Man, by the way, in Homecoming. I will say that. Got that, adolescence vulnerability, that comedy side of Spider-Man they've been searching for. Tobey Maguire just did not bring that at all. So I think those two stand out to me, or three, I guess. Stand out to me quite a bit. My son, the 8-year-old, he's the real expert. We should have had him on, but it's 5:20 in the morning, so.
It's still young in the show. We can still do that.
Yeah, we'll get him.
Peter, what are your thoughts? And what did you make of Tom Hiddleston's depiction of Loki all these years?
Yeah, I thought Hiddleston as Loki was an interesting choice. I thought he played him as a no. I don't know much about the Marvel universe. I know I love Paul Rudd, and I'm a big fan of all the stuff that Kyle talks about, and I just nod along usually.
Yeah,
I was hoping I didn't get a
D'Angelo
question.
Hall in the house. Yeah, Jimmy, I got you. We're going to take it nice and easy. Just get you right in like a warm bath. Palmer, appreciate you for all of those insights, emptying the notebook right here on Good Morning Football. Now, the rookie wide receiver class